My name is Alex Tom. I'm with the Chinese Progressive Association in San Francisco. We've been a part of Praxis for many years. The groups that Praxis brings together has a larger analysis that really looks at root causes, right? So just like the name Roots and Remedies, it's talking about the root causes, but also really talking about what are the changes that we need to make together. Praxis is really trying to make that effort that we are more interconnected.
My name is Malachi Garza, and I am the director of the Community Justice Network for Youth that's housed at the W. Haywood Burns Institute. And we are extremely excited to be here today and this week at Roots and Remedies with Praxis. We have been working for 10 years around juvenile incarceration issues, most specifically racial and ethnic disparities in juvenile incarceration. The thought of war really blows my mind. War has caused unrest. And so across the country, we've seen that one of the biggest drivers into the juvenile system is schools themselves. And so we started talking to Praxis and some other stakeholders in our network and saying, if we were to think about building a stronger movement for justice overall, and if we were looking at the rail to jail holistically, how should we go about thinking about that? How it's been here is that we've got to meet each other, to see each other, to really feel our way, and our energy, and say, I trust you enough to move forward and build something with you. Mother, it's far too many of you crying. Brother, it's far too many. Come ready to learn, come ready to vision. I think one of the most powerful things about Roots and Remedies is that it's a vision space. And so in our last workshop, this one woman said, I'm really used to thinking about identifying what's wrong and then maybe some solutions to how to address a problem. She said, I realized here that I'm less skilled in building my vision to say, if these problems were out of the way, what would we want? How would we want to live? And I think being proactive in our vision and pushing ourselves beyond, we're working with 100 kids in Boston, but you could actually rock the whole state of Massachusetts. Let's go after that $3 million federal grant to think about school wellness. And so I think it's pushing us not only around our vision, but around what we deserve. So I think come here ready to plot, come here ready to vision, and to make some new family.
My name is Stephanie Olivas. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I work with Project Feed the Hood, who is a part of the Southwest Organizing Project, and the Funders Collaborative on Youth Organizing. And I went on the D-Town Farms Tour for Roots and Remedies 3, 2014.
We have 4 core programs. The farm is the biggest and most labor intensive. We have a youth program called the Food Warriors Youth Development Program that functions in 3 sites around the city and teaches young people about nutrition. And they all have youth gardens, and they learn about food justice and food sovereignty and learn how to assess the food options in their own neighborhoods. We have a lecture series called the What's for Dinner Lecture Series, where we talk about food sovereignty, food justice. The next lecture is about the history of African Americans and cooperatives.
The assumption is that farming is this old school with old white people farmers, and it's every single culture in this world has farmed, and some cultures are a little bit more removed from that history and the land, but everybody can reconnect back to it.
From Ghana, West Africa, does anybody know what this symbol is?
That's the Sankofa bird.
It's the Sankofa bird. Sister, come up here. colonialism and slavery has in many ways detached us from many elements of our traditions, that by going back and studying those traditions, we can have a grounding that helps us to move forward in a way which is in harmony with nature, as opposed to moving forward in a way like Western so-called civilization does, in a way which is harmful to human beings and to the planet.
The main thing is just seeing the work that's being done and knowing in the back of my mind that, you know, people all the way out in Detroit have my back, all the way down in Albuquerque.
If you're interested in building a movement and a movement of movements, you need to come to Roots Remedies. This is a place where it's about not just your issue, but it's about how really people struggling to think about what's the bigger vision.
My name is Rick Feldman. I have had the privilege of working with the Boggs Center since I was 22. I'm now 65. So I've had a really amazing journey of being part of people who are thinking about the next American Revolution and who are acting about how do we create community and visionary organizing. So we're very honored that you decided to take this tour. So it's the birth of the American dream. It's the pain of the soul of America being challenged and transformed. It's the end of an epoch in human history. That's what's significant about Detroit. It's not the auto industry died. It's that a way of life that was started some 500, 600 years ago, with first the enclosure acts of pushing people off the land to push into cities, the start of the slave trade, the start of capitalism, the start of individualism, the belief that science will solve all our problems. That's what this is about. This is about the end of an epoch in human history. The world has changed. When I was in the plant in '79, there were 450,000 GM workers. There are 48,000 now. The unions, the company, and the city come together to devastate human beings. But it raised the struggle between community versus jobs. A revolution is when we talk about projections and not rejections. And a revolution is when we talk about changing ourselves with the values of what is a radical revolution in values so that we can change the world. It's up to your imagination to create an economy and a politic of community and transformative values that will work.
Now, here in our city, Detroit, we must be clear-eyed and resolute. We must sing our song again and summon the will to stand like our grandfathers and fathers who fought for dignity in the plants and the right to unionize to protect the value of their labor, like all the freedom fighters who made the way for us in this city. We must stand. Like the people of a city planted by the water, we shall not be moved. We will stand. We will stand. We will stand. All right, we will stand.